Greetings, dear friends. We continue our sharings with you in the fields of the science of Hafiz and healing. Dear friends, in this video we would like to talk to you about the secrets of Surah Al-Fatiha. First of all, I would like to ask you this. Have you ever thought about it? Why is Al-Fatiha the single surah that opens all the doors of the Quran? Why do people feel relieved when Al-Fatiha is recited? Why do low-level metaphysical entities withdraw? The distress in the heart is resolved, and a person feels spacious and relaxed. And at the same time, one of the very important secrets of Al-Fatiha is that from the moment this surah begins to be recited, the human aura starts to expand, and many negative energies, such as the evil eye, rapidly begin to leave the aura. Look, what I am mentioning here are only some of the special qualities of this surah, and Al-Fatiha is a very mysterious and very special surah in the Holy Quran, because its secrets are endless, and its energy and frequency change according to one's intention. It is a very special surah. As I said today, dear friends, I would like to speak not about the outward, apparent aspect of Al-Fatiha, but about its inner, unseen, esoteric dimension. And it has a very special gate, a secret gate. I want to talk about this gate and about the qualities that, when this gate is opened, can change both people's destiny, their energy, and their energy field. Now, dear friends, recently many people have been coming with the following complaints. There is no peace at home. Thoughts are completely confused. They see nightmares at night. Their work goes wrong. Their energy constantly collapses. When they enter society, especially when they are in crowded places, their own aura weakens due to the energetic effects of many people, and so to speak, they spend that day in a very miserable and troubled way. But when we look at these people, we see a serious spiritual deprivation, yet without realizing it. These people have actually lost their connection with Al-Fatiha. Now, how does a person establish a connection with a surah? Let's talk a bit about that. Look, especially Surah Al-Fatiha is a surah that, by Allah's permission, can protect a person's heart, mind, home, energy, and sustenance, acting as a serious shield. It provides strong protection against negative influences coming to the heart, mind, home, energy, and sustenance. The scholars of Hafiz called this elbabul level, friends. In old books, elbabul level is one of the terms used for Al-Fatiha. What does this mean? The first gate. They call the gate of Al-Fatiha the first gate. Even when we look at old sources of some people among the people of the path, we see this expression used, friends. If this gate is closed, a person experiences a serious loss of balance, both materially and spiritually. In fact, none of their prayers come close to being fully accepted, or their protection and safeguarding can be seriously problematic on an energetic level. Therefore, through the heartfelt connection we establish with Al-Fatiha and the gates we open through it, the journey we take into the spiritual depth and inner dimension of that surah, and what we learn there. Sometimes these learnings can be things that occur outwardly before our eyes, and sometimes they can occur inwardly or on an inspirational level. Now, in the books of Hafiz, the 7 verses of Al-Fatiha are associated with 7 different realms. The first is the realm of intentions. The second is the realm of the heart. The third is the realm of the soul. The fourth is the realm of the intellect. The fifth is the realm of energy. The sixth is the gate of divine destiny. And the 7th is the realm where protection and sealing occur. That is, the energetic and metaphysical activities related to the protection, sealing, and safeguarding of what is formed in the previous 6 realms. Here, Muhyiddin ibn Arabi says the following about Al-Fatiha. Al-Fatiha is the shortest path between the servant and Allah. What we need to observe here are especially the inner distress, mental confusion, restlessness, and issues related to sustenance that we mentioned. Each of these is actually an area that will heal over time through the strong connection a person establishes with the truth through Al-Fatiha. However, one thing must be paid attention to here. It is not enough to merely recite it. In order to grasp its truth, we must strive to read each surah or each verse with contemplation and with the heart. Here, Imam Ghazali also has a description he made regarding Al-Fatiha. He says, each verse is a gate, and behind each gate is a different light. So Al-Fatiha is both In Ibn Arabi's expression, the shortest path between Allah and the servant, and in Imam Ghazali's expression, a series of closed gates, each verse being a gate, with a special light behind each one. The common view of the scholars of Hafiz regarding Al-Fatiha is as follows. When Al-Fatiha is recited, friends, if we are reciting it with a sound and sincere intention, angels come to that place. Jinn and low-level entities withdraw from that place. The energy of the space increases with the manifestation of divine light, and the shadows, darkness, fallen frequencies, and the situations in which people are harmed by low frequencies are resolved very quickly. Now, dear friends, let us say, how does this happen? And explain which gate each verse is connected to and in what way. First,
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen
is the gate of gratitude. The gate of gratitude is a gate where a person's awareness increases, because praising and thanking points to seeing the blessing. Only one who sees the blessing gives thanks. And then the manifestation of the divine light of the verse in which Allah the Exalted says, "Be grateful, so that I may increase my blessings upon you," begins. With Ar-Rahman, the gate of healing begins. Especially note this. Al-Fatiha has been widely used by the elders in healing and spiritual healing practices. It carries a special divine light and frequency that, by Allah's permission, can be a healing for physical illnesses, mental illnesses, and spiritual illnesses, each and every one of them. Then, with the name Ar-Rahim, the gate of mercy opens, dear friends. This is a very special gate where a person is encompassed by mercy and their troubles are resolved quickly.
Maliki Yawmi Ad-Din.
What is this gate, dear friends? It is referred to as the gate of destiny. It is a very special and secret gate that supports a person in turning to their Lord with prayer in order for what has been written to be changed toward goodness, enabling a transformation in destiny.
Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in.
This is the gate of willpower. It is the state of realizing the truth that one has turned solely to Allah. And with the gate of willpower, the gate of help is opened, and that help is sought only from Him. And with
Ihdina Sirat al-Mustaqim,
the person opens the final gate, the gate of the straight path, the gate of truth, passes through all the stages in order, and thus reaches the circle with which Allah is pleased, attaining the truth and sweetness of a perfected faith. Here, dear friends, with the heartfelt recitation of each verse, these gates we mentioned are opened, and the open gates support the person in progressing along a path of goodness. Now, dear friends, what about the psychological aspect of this? When it begins to be recited with a certain rhythm, what happens? Let's look at it from a neurological perspective. 1. A sense of calm emerges. 2. Clear thinking develops. 3. Anxiety decreases. When we look at these 3 points, we see that many people today have problems related to all 3. Instead of calmness, there is restlessness and anxiety. Naturally, they cannot think clearly because the mind is confused and in chaos. Anxiety has not decreased, and people experience all these troubles one on top of the other. At the same time, with the recitation of Al-Fatiha in a certain rhythm, improvements in heart rhythm have been observed, friends. And when the heart rhythm is regulated, the nervous system is observed to enter a calm mode. Look, in resolving the fears, anxieties, and worries in your subconscious, the regular recitation of Al-Fatiha is very effective. With repeated recitation, the feeling of being safe begins to be imprinted once again into the subconscious, dear friends. So when we evaluate it psychologically, what happens? Al-Fatiha turns into both a spiritual and a biological protection. I would also like to mention the 7 great secrets in Al-Fatiha. The first is the secret of energy cleansing carried by
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.
What did we say? What does gratitude do? It begins to strengthen a person's energy field, their aura. And as gratitude increases, a person's spiritual energy also rises. With the rising spiritual energy, friends, negative entities move away. Second, the secret of divine order is carried. In the continuation of
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen,
in the part Rabbil Alamin, the secrets of divine order and harmony are carried. In Ar-Rahman, there is the secret of healing, as we said. In Ar-Rahim, there is the secret of mercy, which is very important. What happens? With anger, a person can harm themselves as well as others around them. They become encompassed by divine mercy and compassion, and at the same time, dear friends, they do not cause distress to the people around them. We said that within
إياك نعبد
there is a secret of willpower, especially addictions, whisperings, dark thoughts. Negative thoughts are healed here with the secret of
إياك نعبد
and with
وإياك نستعين.
And
اهدنا الصراط المستقيم.
the secret of protection is realized. Especially look, from the part
إياك نستعين.
onward, the manifestation of angels in the space, the departure of jinn from the space, and the filling of the energy field with a white divine light take place. Now, dear friends, we would like to share with you in this video a very special formula related to Al-Fatiha. Let's see what we do with this. In the morning, especially, dear friends, we recite 7 Al-Fatiha, 7 Al-Ikhlas, and 7 Ayat al-Kursi. After reciting these, what is our intention? We say, O Lord, protect me today from all visible and invisible evils and evildoers. At night, we recite 11 Al-Fatiha over a glass of water. While drinking this water, friends, we also wipe a portion of it over the top of our head and over the area where our heart is. This is important. For cleansing a space, by sprinkling the water over which Al-Fatiha has been recited into the 4 corners of the house, we quickly remove the collapsed negative energy from the energy field of the home. Let us not forget that Al-Fatiha, dear friends, does not only possess the power to initiate a prayer, but also the manifestation of a divine light capable of restarting an entire life. Therefore, if you want to begin a brand new life, place Al-Fatiha at the center of your life, and by Allah's permission, you will be encompassed by much divine light and mercy. If you also want videos like these, you can support us by subscribing and leaving comments and likes below this video. And in the coming period, we can also present to you in a video the topic that comes most often from your comments. Take very good care of yourselves. Hope to see you in the upcoming videos.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الرحمن الرحيم. مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.